Might as well video some of this crap, right? All for fun. So we've been having some issues with this. This is the oldest big pack baler that I've got, and we started having issues with the augers catching the strippers or the bands. So we've been fiddling around with this thing and trying to figure out what is bent. What's bent? Why is it hitting that? Why are they back so far? And we kind of came up with this idea. Let me come around the other side. We came up with this idea that the mounts for the bands were bent. Well, we did have a couple of them bend because of the augers catching them. And so I made up this little piece of rebar to stick in that gizmo right there. To pull these mounts forward because I kind of figured that they were bent. Well, when Cody tightened up the we're going to demonstrate this thing real quick. When he tightened that up, oh, all right, you're good. Now pull it back. If you watch right there, real careful. See that play? Yep, that's it. That's our problem. It wore there. Now, I know people have told me, hey, that thing is missing. Well, this was a fix that Gerald from Messick's had put in there, but it never worked right. And that was to run grease into that thing to keep it from wearing. Well, I don't know, maybe 2 years ago or more. Yeah, probably 2 years ago. I got a package in the mail, and I thought, what the hell is this? Well, I knew what it was when I opened it up. It is a new and improved, updated gizmo, that particular part for that piece. And I'm gonna get it apart here, so give me a second. All right, so these are weld-ins, and I do believe that this piece here goes over the top of the existing part, and this piece here gets welded onto the thing that we thought was bent. It has replaceable bronze bushings like that. They are replaceable, so when you wear, you pull it apart and you put new oil bronze in there, and that's how that's supposed to go. So I never put them in. I didn't put them in because I never had a problem. Well, today I got a problem. So we do have to finish this corn fodder job up north. I'm just gonna have Cody Cody and Tim put all these things back together again. The bands that are really close to the auger, we're gonna bend the tabs over so it doesn't catch them, and I can get through this job, because when I'm done with this job, which I'm gonna probably be doing this coming week, it looks like we're gonna have a stretch of weather, 6 or 7 days of nice weather up in Montgomery, New York, and we're gonna go ahead and do it. It should only take us a couple of days to do the job, if everything goes well. If everything doesn't go well, then that's what we deal with. So I got new tines in the rotor, and but when I'm done with all that, I'm going to tear this complete header apart, and I'm going to replace those bushings. I'm going to replace the rotor that's in here, because this is the one with the rotor that I rebuilt. It has a slight wobble to it, which is unsettling. I don't like it. And because we're going to North Carolina again next summer, that rotor has got to be perfect, which it is far from perfect right now. So I'm going through and I'm looking in this book for these parts for this thing. And if you've ever dealt with a Krone baler, you will know that it is less than desirable in the parts department. Krone is awful, beyond awful when it comes to their parts books. They suck. You know, I can actually say they beyond suck. So there's all kinds of little bits and pieces in this particular one. And this baler is a changeover baler. That's another problem that I have with it. Not really a problem, it's actually a plus, because it saved me a few dollars if I could find what I'm looking for. This guy. Okay, see that? I thought I had another one floating here. Is it under there? Yeah, there's another one right there. So these pieces here, they look nice and chrome green, right? And I don't really have a problem with these. I'm actually going to take them to a machine shop and have them bore these, because these little fuckers are $100 and some a piece, if not $200 a piece. They're expensive. And that's for the transmission for that thing. And when these wear, it wears your chains and wears everything out. I have two of them. They are identical. They are the wrong size for my baler. They were, this serial number called for these, but when I did my update, the first year I did an update, Gerald replaced the stub augers, both of them, and he updated that to the newer style. So that was an issue. I have these, they don't work, so I have to update. I'm just using the newer parts book for the newer baler, because that parts book, this parts book for the newer baler is the one that you need for that miserable thing. So this piece here, okay, this frame is not the frame that I need. I need that rotor is what I need. I'm gonna buy that rotor. I don't need it just yet, but I'm going through this parts book here trying to, there's just a few things in here that I need for spare parts, like number 3. Number 3 is a pain in the neck. So I buy number 3, so I have number 3 on hand. Now, okay, so here's the guy. This is the guy right here, okay? And there is the one I was just pointing out and showing you. But this guy right here, I should probably, I should just buy that whole new piece. I can buy that whole new piece. It's not that big of a deal. It's number 7. And how many are there? That's the right hand one. So there should be a right and a left. It says drive console, right hand side. But there should be a left hand side to that damn thing, because those parts are not listed in this book. And there it is, chain sprocket is saying 3/4 of an inch. And it is not a 3/4 of an inch, it's larger. And this, what book is this? This is the 05. Yeah, this is the one that it should be right, and that is wrong. See, I've got these things and they're the wrong size. I've replaced them on this before. What a pain in the ass. So what do I do on the other side? Let me dig through the book. So number 7 is that one. I just gotta double, triple check that these parts are in this book. It's such a pain in the neck. I really dislike Krohn's book when it comes to, well, if you take this over to, say, Messick's, they say, please bring your book because the computer system is way worse. And that's kind of funny, because usually those guys are spot on and ready to rock and roll. So right here, this piece is non-replaceable. It is here. It's right there. So this would all have to come apart when I take the other side off. And this I've got a grease fitting in, and they're both shot. So there's a grease zerk there. I replaced that, so it doesn't even matter. Take the other side off, replace that piece, put the new parts together, and then cut that out and replace that one, because that's what it's looking like I'm gonna have to do. See, right there it is. And there's a bearing that goes on the inside of that. So I'm pretty certain that the new insert goes right over the top of the existing one, and it gives it a larger surface, causing it to wear a lot longer. And number 3, number 2 is just an auger, and they don't show this. This is another weird thing. So like there's the stub auger, and there's a snap ring or a clip, and then there's the bearing, and then there's another bearing and a bushing and a snap ring and a clip, and you put all that together. But where's the damn sprocket for that thing? Well, it doesn't show it. Yeah, doesn't show it. Doesn't show it there. Doesn't show it there. Doesn't show it here. So that's why I really hate these. I really hate these books, because they're just as clear as mud. It's just clear as mud. There's that rotor. It doesn't even show that sprocket. It shows the sprocket here, but it's shadowed. So when you're shadowed, then what? That's not it. This is nuts. So anyway, we are definitely... Oh, wait a minute. There it is. There it is, number 31. So you got number 31, there's an idler, and then I have this sprocket here, which is the same. There's two of them. I have two of them. I'm gonna buy new ones anyway. The left-hand side isn't such a big deal because there's really no pressure on there. It's not driven. But it also says number 6. Let me flip that back there. Number 6, chain sprocket, 3/4. And it is not a 3/4, it's like a 1 inch. Or a 7/8, it's a different size. So I've got these two sprockets here that are pretty much useless to me. So I'll take them to a machine shop, I'll set it up, I'll get the new one, I'll take it to a machine shop and have them bore these out so that I have them, unless Cody needs that one. I don't know, we'll find out. So anyway, Timothy, oi, what are you doing? What are you doing? Show me what you're doing.
Then in the back.
No, you gotta fold these over. This is where it catches.
Oh, it catches here.
It catches these. You see? I can prove it to you right there.
That's where I've been hit.
Will you please?
I hit that.
All right, whatever. You're gonna come to New York and you're gonna crawl your fat ass under there and you're gonna take them out when it goes over. I don't know nothing. I'm just your father. I've never done this before. I know how that works, you know. I've gotten so old, my brain has reverted back to my childhood, and I'm super stupid. So I understand you're young and you know everything, but when you get to my age, you'll realize that, you know, in your youth, when you knew everything, it sucks to get old. But whatever. What do I know? Oh yeah. It's like the freaking... Oh yeah. What the hell is that? The Kool-Aid man? What a way to terrify children, right? Kool-Aid man. Big fucking orange pitcher goes flying through a brick wall. Oh yeah. Drink this shit, kids. And all the little neglets go running. It's like, wow, they go running. Ever see them go? And you ever wonder why they use black kids in a Kool-Aid commercial? My father would never let us drink that stuff. He called it belly stain, and there's a story for that too. You know what it is? You ever hear the Kool-Aid story? So my mother was raised with Kool-Aid. Over the pouches, they're like, Kool-Aid, Kool-Aid, Kool-Aid. Well, Kool-Aid is just coloring. Literally coloring. There is no sugar in that stuff. I think the new stuff now, you don't have to add the sugar. But Kool-Aid back in the day, you ripped open the packet, you poured it into the pitcher, and then you added sugar to sweeten it up. So my grandmother, she brought Kool-Aid, and I was a little kid. She brought it out, and they had this galvanized bucket. And they put the Kool-Aid in the galvanized bucket. Well, the Kool-Aid was red when my grandmother put it in a galvanized bucket. And then when all us little kiddles were gonna drink the Kool-Aid, you just take your cup, dip it in, and drank the Kool-Aid, it was blue. And my grandma, I'll never forget it, my grandma's like, you know, that's odd. Why is this Kool-Aid blue? It was red when I put it in there. Well, that stuff ate the zinc off the bucket. Right off the bucket, and turned it pink, turned it blue. So from that point forward, I don't think Kool-Aid has crossed my lips. I mean, we used to get Hawaiian Punch every once in a great while, and that was in a tin can. And you took a can opener, like a church key, went, and you pop that open, and it goes glug, 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 glug. Hawaiian Punch with the little guy. Yeah, that was some funny stuff back in the day. But yep. Took the galvanized right off the damn thing, and then what I was told was, my dad told me this, he says, yeah, the bucket rusted right away, just rusted away. Because the galvanized was off of it and it just rusted out. So, drink some Kool-Aid. All that shit you guys drink, you're a freaking sugar whore. You're like, oh, soda. I heard you stole some sodas last night.
I only took a couple last night just for a drink or so.
Yeah, are they gone? Did they make it out the driveway?
I mixed them with a drink that I made.
Oh, God. What did you make?
Captain Morgan and gin with those two.
That sounds awful. Captain Morgan's and gin?
Yeah.
No wonder you didn't get your ass up this morning. Anyway, what's it doing?
So you think we should fold this over?
Huh? Yeah, that's what I said. Fold it over, but I'm too stupid to realize that.
Okay.
Fold it. Right there.
Okay.
Right, this guy, right here.
Fold it out.
In. It can't catch if it's going in. It'll slide over. Inward. Yeah, fold them in. It's fine. I don't think it's going to hit now anyway, because he did bang it down.
It's got more room.
1/4 of an inch. That's about what it would normally have to begin with. They're really close to begin with.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's either that or we grind it off. Grind those ears down. Take a slab off of that. Oh, you bend them all? Did you bend them all?
Yeah, I bend them all.
Yeah, well, you're supposed to bend the tabs. Anyway, whatever. Put them on. We'll see what happens. Yeah,
What?
it's your fault.